Your life is your message to the world. Make sure it's inspiring.
If you want respect in life, you should learn to give respect in life.
Learn fast, but unlearn faster.
So, good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Anamika, and I'm truly excited to welcome you to today's Life by Design session, an inspiring hour where we pause to grow together, not just as professionals, but as whole individuals. At IT by Design, we believe that true growth goes beyond just learning skills. It's about cultivating the right mindset, finding purpose, and building meaningful connections. Today's session is particularly very close to our hearts as we recognize and celebrate Mentors Day. Our special session today is titled Be the Light Life Lessons for Professionals. Together, we will explore how mentorship fuels growth, the habits that define success, the values of learning through failure, and why emotional intelligence often matters more than technical skills. But before we get started, just a quick few notes. Please stay on mute unless speaking to reduce the background noise. Cameras on is always encouraged. We love seeing your smiling faces. Feel free to share your thoughts, reactions, or questions in the chat at any given point of time. The session is being recorded so you can always revisit it later. And most importantly, be present, be open, and be you. We'll also have a Q&A session at the end, so jot down as many questions as you may have along the way. Now, to kick off this session in style, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce today's speaker, the one and only awesome Ankur. Affectionately known as the wise among his peers, Ankur Kumar is a seasoned leader, a thoughtful mentor, and a lifelong learner. With over 15 years on his journey with IT by design, he embodies the kind of wisdom you usually only find tucked inside the pages of your favorite life skills book. Only different, he doesn't have an ISBN. To many of us, Ankur is more than just a colleague. He's a friend, a philosopher, and a guide. Always ready with insights, encouragement, and the occasional one liner that hits harder than your morning espresso. So, without further ado, let's give a very warm virtual welcome to Ankur. Ankur, the floor is always yours.
I was thinking that too. We got to woo. I know we're not supposed to be making noise, but woo, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, Anna did it again. Amazing, Anna did it again. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for great words. Thank you so much for motivating, inspiring, and pushing me to do little extra, going that extra mile. I would try my best. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning, beautiful people, amazing people, community people, IT medians, friends, colleagues, teachers, mentors, everything and anybody that you could be. Because you are creating a huge impact on the people around you. And that's for sure. So thank you, and thank you for being a part of this session. We'll get started. Numbers are hitting 100. Even if I would further make it a minute late, that would be 100 minutes lost. So with that, I would share my screen. Initially, it's going to be a few seconds, but in the meanwhile, excessively use chat and reactions, right? I'm very anti-social on social platforms, so I really need to see what it is called. So react, right? So reactions and all these things, because like I mentioned, like Anna mentioned, and we all know that everybody can teach something to somebody, right? So it's not me right now. I would do the major of the talking, but at the same time, feel free. We are co-creating this space ever since the company started, right? So wherever you feel like you can add on to that thought, you can add a story, or you can raise hand and would like to give the answer, or you want to chat, type. Newer generation are good at typing. That's with my daughters as well. They do not call me and they just keep texting, and they expect me to just keep on my phone. So whatever shape or form you like, just go ahead and do that. So Mentors Day or Teachers Day, like Anna mentioned, it is only contextual to the Indian demography, right? Maybe my Filipino friends or American friends would not know, why Teachers Day today? Why Mentors Day today? So, who would like to take a dig at it and would like to explain it to the community? Why do we celebrate Teachers Day today on 5th of September? Quickly, while I'm sharing the screen.
So the question is, why do we celebrate Teachers' Day on 5th of September?
The birthday of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Who was he? Somebody else.
Second president of India and
Awesome.
a great mentor, great.
Yes, that's true. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. And quick story, because I think now you can see my screen. So we are all set and get started. So Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, he was philosopher, an amazing human being, coach and mentor for many people. He became the second president of the country, of independent nation. And when the award was given that we would like to celebrate your birth anniversary, like we do for all the leaders across the world, that let's celebrate this one. And we would call it that Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan anniversary, or there is a word here as well in Indian context. He said, no, let's dedicate it to all the teachers, because they are really shaping the mold of humanity, and society. So he was that thoughtful. He had that kind of a wisdom that he said, no, I don't need it. Even if people would forget my name, doesn't matter. But eventually, this day should be celebrated as Teachers' Day, because in any country, in any city, in any village, town, teachers, they are respected right after God, parents, and teachers, right? And in Indian context and demography, they are just at the top, right at the top, right? That they are the parents and they are the God. Okay, so Mentors Day, Life by Design special, and eventually beginning with the end in mind, why I requested you, asked you to use the chat and icons and raise your hand so that you can start talking. So be the light. Text in different color means a lot. So wherever you see there's a different text, you can focus yourself that why it is not. So be the light. It's not about coaching you, preaching you, teaching you, or giving you the mantras of life. It is to promote you. Be the light. Right? These are the lessons, life lessons for professionals. How can you be the light? How can you be the mentor? At times we feel that we need to go to some guru, some mentor, go to some institutions to learn the mantras of life, to see, get better. At the same time, life is not always about receiving. It's about giving too. Right? If you have to travel across 100 kilometers, 100 miles, then if you have traveled, maybe you have just traveled 10 miles. But for that 10 miles, you can coach, teach somebody else who's behind you how to cover that 10 miles. Wherever you are a coach, you are a mentor. And with that mindset, just go through the context, right? Not too many slides. It's more talking than looking at it. So let's move on. Let's get started. Who's your mentor? Who is your mentor? Take a pause, look through your life, maybe present or past. It can be your teacher, your parents, your friends, maybe an instance, anything. Who is your mentor? And to clearly specify the question while you're thinking that name, and I would encourage you to talk, because the question is, if you had to thank one person who taught you the most in life, who would it be and why? There are so many people, but about life, who would that be and why? Who's the courageous one? 130 people? Woo! Akshay Malhotra. Yes, please.
Not being biased, sir, I want to share, I would say my father is my mentor. So there are few reasons and learnings that I have learned from him. First of all, I would say it's the commitment level. He was again into a private job in the service industry, and he started from first job till last job. 40 years dedicated to one organization. So I would say that's a level of commitment that I learned from him, and he's my mentor in those terms. Second, I would say his thought process. So I would say everyone starts from a junior profile in the organization. So he also started from a junior profile, and I've learned from him giving respect to the juniors and even the staff that were under him. And that again continued till the entire life from his journey from first job till last job. And there have been questions where I got into my teenage and then grown up, and then there were episodes where I have seen my father to take the initiative to be thankful to others, rather stating a point that Papa, why are you doing this? He is not of your status. So he gave me a learning that if you want respect in life, you should learn to give respect in life. So what you want, do that first, give that first, and then expect that. So these are the reasons, and my father is the mentor in those terms, sir. Over to you.
Awesome. Phenomenal. That's just amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And, it was so beautiful that I kept on writing while you were talking. So the level of commitment. So this is just so great to know. Who else? Soumya is, okay. Sarabjit? Yes, please.
Thank you, good sir. So, just a few minutes back, I had a word with you. So, I would like to take this platform where I would like to express my gratitude. So, for me, you have been a great mentor. Whatever learnings every single day which I have received from you, and these are not just bookish learnings, I am taking them for my whole life with me. So, thank you so much for always guiding us to do the right thing, no matter how difficult it is. So, thank you so much.
Phenomenal. Thank you. Shakespeare had said, "What's in a name?" So it's not me. It's just the learning that you have received. And that wasn't mine either. That was somebody else's life experience flown through me to you, and just, pass it on, right? Pay it forward. So well put together, right? Because any person on this planet, he's an outcome of three E's, right? He's the outcome of the education that he receives, the environment that he gets into, and the experience he gets. Education, experience, and environment, right? And that's what Harshita is talking about, right? A seed above the ground is not growing at all. You sow it 2 feet under, and it becomes a banyan tree. What changed? The environment, right? So that's just amazing. Thank you so much, people who are sharing, and others, please just warm up. I cannot do it alone. Why? There's a reason behind it. Why I cannot do it alone? And am I sharing the screen yet or no?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
you are.
We're still okay. Perfect. So the next line says John C. Maxwell. Right? There are two people that I would talk about extensively. One is John C. Maxwell, and second is Shiv Khera. These two people, they are not only the international fame speakers, but they are great human beings. Just staying with them, you feel such a great positive energy that they are not, or they are not like the speakers or the motivational speakers who are shouting, speaking on top of their voice and just giving mantras and gyan, but they have really lived their life as great human beings. So you would see that the flair would be around John C. Maxwell and Shiv Khera, but he says one is too small a number to achieve greatness. And that's what Harshita just said, that we learn from everybody, 360 degrees. Akshay is learning from his father, right? Sarab is learning with somebody in the office. Same way Harshita is learning from so many people throughout her life, right? So what is the takeaway? What we can take away from this conversation, this slide, is growth always happens with help. Seek help. You are not alone. And if we commit to seeking help, then everybody around you would seem like a mentor, would like a coach. Oh yes, I think this person can coach me with this, right? Not everybody is, super duper blessed, like I'm blessed with my wife, that she has an answer for everything, the right answers. But you would find people around you in your office, in your friendship, in your circle, wherein you get people to support you, to mentor you, coach you, guide you. So after this mentor, let's do winning habits. What are the winning habits in our professional, in our career, in our world, wherein that should be the takeaways, right? 3 winning habits. We are not talking about a lot of I told you, I promised you, I gave you my words that it's not going to be a boring session. You're going to make it exciting, but I would not put in a lot of words here. One, the very first one, which people are struggling with, is learn fast, but unlearn faster. And why it happens? The biggest reason for this is having an arrival syndrome. There's actually an arrival syndrome kind of a thing. When you start doing something in some fashion, you train your subconscious brain, and that tells your brain, oh, it has to be the way. This is how it has to be done. This is the only way it could be done. So we learn something, and subconsciously, we give a lot of friction to unlearn it. But today's world is different. We need to learn fast. Things are changing fast in corporate, in personal life, in social life, everywhere. But at the same time, we need to unlearn faster. Until unless you would empty this glass, right? Still, there is some space. But until unless I would empty the glass, I would not be able to pour in wine. If there is wine inside, I just need to take it off so that I can pour in water. And that's how our world, our life is. If you would continue to contain something within you, you would not be able to pour something else. You would try to do it, you would keep on doing it, it would keep on spilling it, and eventually it's not going to work out. So first and most important winning habit is learn fast, but unlearn faster. Second, show up consistently. Show up. Even if you think or you have an apprehension, you have fear to show up. A lot of times you would see in personal lives, I would take a quick or personal or professional life. Let's take the professional life experience. Somebody has given you some task and you're lagging behind on the timeline, right? In that case, if somebody is calling you who has given you the work, you would, rather than accepting that, it's time and I need more time and, it would take another hour, maybe you would skip calls. Maybe you would read the emails later. You know that there's a pop-up. You just need to respond right then and there, but you would just push it, right? Show up. That consistency is very important. No matter how awkward it can be, you have taken money from someone, he's calling you, and you're not picking up the phone. Show up. Just talk to that person. Because discipline would always be a greater motivator than any other motivation. A person who is consistently doing something would far exceed the results by someone who you are motivating every single day. Consistency is the key. Doing same thing, same time, if it needs that kind of a consistency, right? In our, grandfather, grandparents, parents, in some cases, they tell us that get up at this particular time, 4 o'clock, get ready, take a shower, and do meditation at this time. Why same place, same time, same place, same time every single day? Consistency. You don't know which stroke will break the stone, but one will. Right? So consistency is the key. Third, be kind. It's your real competitive edge. At times, you may know a little more than somebody else, or somebody is making mistakes. It may happen. But you just be kind. And that's your competitive advantage. Even in your professional world, there is a way We do TCW training as well, right? The collaborative way training, people who have attended. So while you're listening generously, and while holding somebody accountable for his actions, still, you don't have to be blunt. You just have to be straight. There is a way of speaking straight. You can be kind all the time, right? So be kind. So 3 winning habits: learn fast, unlearn faster, be consistent, and be kind. Winners don't do different things, they do things differently. And these 3 principles, if you would apply, this would tell you that you would do the same thing. The only thing that will change is you will do it differently. That's Shiv Kira says, right? And now back to you. I spoke enough, talked enough. Which winning habit feels most useful for you right now? Quickly. You can use the chat. If you don't want to talk, you want to talk, you can talk, but use the chat. Which winning habit is sticking with you at this moment? Most useful. Kindness, Armando, Deepthi. Show up, Akshay. Be kind. Thank you, Javed. Be kind, Mariel, even for those difficult people. Be kind, being consistent. Be kind, be kind. Learn fast, unlearn faster. Randall, Mark, communication, talk to the person. Amazing. Discipline would always be greater than motivation. Show up consistent. Learn fast, unlearn faster. Be consistent. Discipline. Amazing. Amazing. Fantastic. So yeah, so keep on putting in your answers. There's no problem. We can export the chat and we can see it later because you are teaching us right now. There is one quote that that at this moment I can recall, that while a teacher teaches, he learns, and while the students are learning, they teaches. Now, while you teach, you learn. When you learn, you teach. So that's such a beautiful thing. Always we had thought that, I am taking the podium. Today I'm going to tell you about the world. This happened, that happened. But while teaching, my mouth is closest to my ear. Nobody's ear can be closer than my mouth. This is the closest, right? This is the closest. And that's where, when I'm teaching, I'm learning. And when people are asking questions and they are putting in their comments, you are doing a favor by teaching me, coaching me, mentoring me, guiding me. Right? So please keep on putting your comments there. Soumya put in a comment earlier. She says, we are ourselves a mentor for us. We know exactly what to learn from whom. Of course, people, including our family and loved ones, do contribute, but the greatest lessons of life are what we learn by ourselves. Everyone has a journey, and every journey is different and beautiful. So beautiful thoughts, Soumya. Thank you so much. It's a learning experience. Only one thing that I would like to add to it. This is right. This is correct. Yes. And life is too short to learn all by yourself. Life is too short to learn all by yourself. We need to learn from other person's failures, experiences, and successes. And that's why we read books, we go to the events, and we talk to people, we make friends, we ask questions, and things like that. Right? Under no circumstances I could have gotten my information about the customer experience if Natalie wouldn't have been there. In the last 6 months, I have bugged her a lot because I did not restricted myself to ask questions. I don't know this. I just don't know. Can you tell me this? Right? So that's how, just learn. Life experiences, yes. Your life experiences will empower somebody else. The same way, take experiences, success, and failures from somebody else's life. You would learn faster. But it's a beautiful thought. Thank you so much. Let's move on. Failure, your toughest mentor. And this is so true. So true. Everybody learned from the failure. Either you learn or you earn. That's what Sunny always says. That if it goes in the right direction, you will earn. If it doesn't go in the right direction, you will learn. There is nothing called failure. And this is what we are talking about on this slide. Failure, your toughest mentor. Life tests first and teaches later. Everybody agrees with this? Is everybody's reaction working? I'm looking at the screen as well, but is the reaction working? Okay, I see few. Oh, wow. Yes. Okay, good, nice. Whew. Amazing. Yes. Thank you. So life tests first and teaches later. It happens. It would give you the challenge of life, right? Whether in relationship, in your job, in your friendship, wherever, it's going to give you a task and then it will teach you, you know what, you did not do that right and that's why it happened. What's one thing you failed at recently? Recency bias, right? And this is something that Javed taught us, that at times you need to just look from a different angle, different view, because you at times get affected by the recency bias, right? So now, but I am encouraging you, because that would be quicker, faster to say it here. What's one thing you failed at recently but taught you a lesson? What is that thing?
New team, sir. New challenges, different people, right? Unlearn what you learned in the past, right? And again, don't wait for the things to auto resolve. They won't, right? So that's how I see it now.
Beautiful. Beautiful. See, you just got a talk, man, and just share your wisdom, spill your wisdom beans. Sajid says, double check before delivery is the learning. So what happened to you? You opened the box, instead of phone, you got a stone. Where are you, Sajid? Talk to us. What's the learning?
And the learning is I had transferred one of the ticket to one of my fellow mates, and I had an apprehension that, okay, this would have been still on the waiting. And then out of the blue, I got a email or a what you call a reference that the update is already done. You have not checked. So that was something which struck me very hard. I thought, okay, I should have checked, because when we are waiting for some delivery to happen, then uh, if it is taking time, it may take time, but it can happen anytime. So unless and until we go ahead and put ourselves in the right place and take our responsibility and ensure that whatever we are delivering is delivering to the is being delivered to the core, is very important. And that is what I've learned with that particular failure on a particular singular ticket that I got off.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Great learning. Thank you, Sajid. Everybody has read about this, right? I didn't fail 1,000 times. I discovered 1,000 ways that don't work. Thomas Alva Edison, right? This is very well known. Very well known. By any chance, that reminds me of another thing. Anybody who knows that how many times, or approximately how many times, Disneyland idea was rejected, just saying, Walt Disney, that you're stupid, not thinking straight? Chat. You can type with your fingers are working. It's early morning. Your exercise is done. How many times would have been rejected? Walt Disney would have been rejected. So, no wild guesses.
300, 200?
Over 300 times. Yes, over 300 times. Now, one more question. By any chance, you know Colonel Sanders, right? The KFC guy, Colonel Sanders. How many banks? Oh, not banks. How many restaurants rejected his recipe? That this ain't work. And the kind of chicken that you're trying to sell and cook. How many restaurants? 1,000. 1,000. Right? He kept on doing it. He kept on improving it. Both of them, same way. Right? We hear about this Thomas Alva Edison a lot of times, but Walt Disney, today we know. I become a kid when I go there, right? I need to go in all the rides and don't want to come back. And KFC chicken across the world. So that's the thing. that your life, your failures, that's just a stepping stone. Just keep on moving, go past them. Don't lose your enthusiasm, right? That's how you reach success. Moving from one point to another without losing the enthusiasm, right? That's your motivation. That should be your determination. That would define your success. With the same intention, with the same energy, and without losing the enthusiasm, that's how you move from point A to B to C to, and finally your destination of success. Right? Let's move on. Emotional intelligence would always be above the skills. Skills can be taught, right? Yesterday, or maybe a couple of years ago, there was no chat GPT. Maybe before that, there was no cloud. Maybe before that, there were no computers. These are all skills. They would keep on changing. You would keep on acquiring all those skills. But emotional intelligence, your EQ, that's the most important thing. And why it is so? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's John Maxwell. We are working on that technology, on that robo who can sense, who can feel, who can talk to you like humans do. But eventually, you know that high touch would always be high above the high tech. No matter how great your infrastructure at home, at office is, but if you're alone in there, it's not going to make sense. You need that touch, right? That emotion, that compassion, right? So people don't care how much you know. It would not matter if I read 52 books a year, doesn't matter. People don't care how much I know until they know that I care for them. And that's one of the most beautiful quotes by John C. Maxwell, used worldwide in the people's business, right? So think of the coolest manager. Again, think of the coolest manager or teammate. It can be just anybody, right? Maybe which coolest manager or teammate, your peer, your senior, your junior, anybody, any level. What did they do that made them stand out? I'm not going to do this alone. I'm telling you. I need everybody taking a part. Lois, you put in something for the previous question, but I would just like to call out that think of the coolest manager or teammate from this organization, from previous organization. You don't have to call out the names here. Just be true to yourself, and then you tell us that what made them stand out.
I mean, I'm super biased, but like, it's okay. No, I mean, like, uh, I'm torn between saying either you or Natalie. I'm super torn, but like, I guess the one I would like to also say would be Sushant, Sushi B. You know, he, there are a lot of times when, let's say, an account moves to the red and I start getting a little antsy. I'm panicking very much. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, how am I supposed to? But then Sushi goes, Luis, listen to my voice, calm down, you know, take a breath, go to the third floor, have a cigarette, relax. And I'm like, I don't know what's with your voice, Sushi. You always calm me down, you know. Very relaxing ASMR. So yeah, that's really
Thank you.
cool because yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for sharing that. Takeaway from this particular slide is skills get you hired, but EQ gets you promoted. Whenever you get into the organization, skills are the things that would be seen in your resume during your interaction. But once you're hired, your altitude would be totally dependent upon your EQ, your emotional quotient, or your attitude, right? Let's move on. 30-day challenge. Now, this is for all of us, right? And what would it be? Challenge for all the participants is what? Number one, mentor one person younger than you. This is the time when you have just gone through this content. You know this. We spoke about it. If you have a pen and paper, digital notepad, whatsoever it is, but write one person's name who's younger than you, maybe younger in terms of the tenure in the organization, right? Maybe some person who's age-wise younger, right? So peer, sibling, or intern that you would go ahead and mentor. 30-day challenge. First thing, learn one new life skill, and that should not be work related, right? And what could that be? That could be emotional intelligence, that could be communication skills, that would be critical thinking, problem solving, that would be adaptability or resilience, that could be decision making, that could be self discipline and time management, that could be collaboration or relationship building, creativity or innovation, right? Stress management. All these are life skills, right? Mindfulness, empathy, kindness, all these things are the life skills. So apart from your work skills, develop one life skill, right? Second part of the challenge. And third part of the challenge, share one act of kindness at work. And what does that mean? Act of kindness in the corporate world, right? Greet your colleagues warmly. Say thank you often, right? Offer help when someone is looking for it or somebody is overloaded. That's act of kindness in the world, right? Share credit in the meetings. Give due respect. Write appreciation notes and messages. Use Team GPS. Why don't you go ahead and put points are not important. Just go ahead and appreciate. Right? Just write your messages. And anything, celebrate milestones, coffee tea breaks, listen without interrupting. At times we see that, before I would complete my thought, you would start talking, oh, I know what he's talking. And we talk about TCW training on that one, listening generously. We keep on interrupting because we feel that we know it. And people who have seen the movie, then they say, there's a red button on the desk, right? And the person presses it. He says, you didn't have to. That's the kind of conversation that we have in today's world, right? So you don't have to do it. Just share that act of kindness at work. Because eventually, Teachers' Day isn't about having teachers, it's about being one. I told you right at the beginning, the intent is not to coach you, teach you, or mentor you. It's about instilling that one thing in you, that you can be one. You can be one, right? So let's wrap up. And your life is your message. Your life is your message to the world. Make sure it's inspiring. Even if you would like, you have the veto power of your own life. You can live the way you want to. But just remember one thing. People are watching, people are seeing, even if you don't want them to. So your life message should be inspiring, right? That's Shiv Kira says. And what's one thing, this is the wrap up, this is the final thing, that what's one thing that you're taking away from this session that you will put into action tomorrow? Why this is blue? One thing, put into action tomorrow. What would be that one thing? Maybe it's the act of kindness. Maybe you start coaching somebody tomorrow, right? Maybe you start learning at that skill tomorrow. But one thing that you would put in action tomorrow. So with that, thank you. It's not just thank you, but it's thank you for actively engaging in the movement and listening with intention rather than merely listening. I always say thank you this way because I see people are involved. They participate. So thank you for being a part of this session. And thank you for teaching me, for coaching me, mentoring me, guiding me, and back to the host, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ankur, for that deeply inspiring and reflective session. And guys, can we all together give some love to Ankur? All of us together, maybe. Too many hearts on the screen? That's what we want to see. Oh my God, that's so wonderful, Ankur. So much love for you from all of us. So, your stories today, Ankur, and insights reminded us that being a professional isn't just about what we do, but how we live, how we grow, and most importantly, how we show up for others. And a big, big thank you to everyone who joined us today. We hope you're walking away with feeling more grounded, more empowered, and more connected to your own journey. But before we wrap up today's session, I'd like to hand it over to our incredible mentor of IT by Design, the one and only Sunny. Sunny, thank you for your unwavering guidance and leadership, and we just like some final few words from you.
No, thank you. Thank you, Anamika and Ankur. That was an amazing session. Wow, incredible. Yeah, great job. Our awesome Ankur. Yeah, I think the only question that I will ask everyone to think through is how can you apply this in your life by design plans? So think, reflect how these lessons that we have learned, how can we kind of really make it a daily habit by using our life by design framework. So thank you, Namika, Ankur, and T. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Thank you so much, everyone, again. And before we wrap up, that's what we do. So stay curious, stay kind, and remember, I want all of us to repeat it after me: to live life by design and
not by default.
come on, guys, a little bit more energy.
Not by
Okay,
default.
let's
Not by
yeah.
default.
Yes,
Not by
let's
default.
yes, that's the energy that we need to live life by design and not by default. And happy Teachers Day to everyone. See you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.